The United States makes the UN work when it wants it to work. And that is exactly the way it should be, because the only question for the United States is what's in our national interest.
My name is John, and the International Criminal Court is now in session. It is October 11th, 2025, and once again we are going to look at the situation within Ukraine. So, let's start. First of all, the eastern Zaporozhye/Dnipropetrovsk direction. The Russians have seized complete control over the eastern part of the village of Poltavka, which will in turn bring them closer to the town of Guleapol here. And in addition, they have also seized complete control over the village of Oko-Tinishi. And going further up north, in the direction of Pokrovsky, the Russians have seized half, if not majority control, over the village of Oleksivka. And if they're able to capture this village, it will not only bring them closer to the town of Pokrovsky, but it will also put them in range as well of flanking the village of Vishnive, which will allow them to cut this road between Pokrovsky and Guleapol, thus cauldroning the Ukrainians once again. Now, going to the city of Pokrovsk, well, the direction of Pokrovsk, that is, the Russians have reportedly continued their advance in this area across these fields, and it has been confirmed, especially by Deep State UA, which we all know is a really biased source towards the Ukrainian government, that is, that they have advanced westward towards the city of Myanograd, and the Russians have also continued their advance as well in the southern direction, though we don't have any further reports at this time regarding the fate of central Pokrovsk itself. Though we can assume right now that the E50 road is no longer any sort of control whatsoever by the armed forces of Ukraine. Like, they've lost all of it. Now, the main topic of this video is the Dobropillyya direction, or some people like to call it the Shakove direction, that is. The Russians looked like they were going to be put in a cauldron by the armed forces of Ukraine after numerous successful counterattacks conducted by them. They recaptured Volomarivka, most of Pankovka, Nove Shakove, Kutrivyar, Valne, most of Novotoretsky, and Boykovka, and Zetishok. But now it appears that none of those reports were either true, or that the Russians had depleted the armed forces of Ukraine so badly that they decided to start pushing in this direction again. And as a result, the village of Volomarivka is back under Russian control, along with the entirety of Pankovka and Novotoretsky. We don't have anything to say about the village of Dorozhine at this time, along with Ivanovka and Novoshakove, though we can assume that Velne here is under Russian control. There's also reports, especially by pro-Russian sources like Divjin, that the village of Zolotoy Kolodiaz is under partial Russian control, but we don't have enough evidence to support these claims just yet. The town of Rudensky is contested once more by the armed forces of Ukraine. Sorry if I got that wrong, like the pronouncing that is, or pronunciation. And also it appears that Russians are once again advancing on the village of Shakove, and are advancing also from its northeastern outskirts. Now, let's go to the Konstantinovka direction. There's reports right now that the rest of the pocket west of Klebon here has been cleared by the Russians, and in addition, Russian DRGs have reportedly advanced deeper into Konstantinovka. And there's also some geolocated reports speculating that the entirety of the village of Pridechine was also recaptured by the Russians, though nothing is 100% assured just yet. I don't know why I'm having some issues saying things tonight, but it is what it is. I eventually get them right, like I correct myself. But anyway, no changes in the Siversk direction, though in Yampol, the Russians have pretty much seized half control, if not full control, over the northern part of Yampol, and then going into the Borova direction, which is all the way here, by the way. It appears that the Russians have struck back against the armed forces of Ukraine and have retaken half, if not majority control, over the village of Zarizove. Ukrainians have also attempted to counterattack in the direction of Kivka, that is, but have so far achieved not many results. And then finally, in the city of Kupiansk, the Russians have pretty much, for the most part, encircled the armed forces of Ukraine here. We don't know how many Ukrainians there are left in the city of Kupiansk, but one thing is for sure at this time is that the Russians have the full initiative here. The commie blocks are reportedly under their control, along with the Central Rada and town center here. And also these commie blocks down here, though it's not 100% confirmed yet. Syriac has these still under Ukrainian control, though a lot of people are saying that it's like literally no longer the case, or it's in a gray zone. But either way, the Ukrainians seem to be cooked here, and a lot of these guys that are on this side of the river are cooked too. And apparently there are reports of numerous Russian bombings across the Oskar River targeting pontoon bridges, which would prevent the Ukrainians from evacuating their men or starting a counterattack in the direction of the city of Kupiansk to ensure that the Russians don't go any deeper into the Kharkiv region. Russians advanced also a little bit alongside this border here, and also in western Volchansk, but yeah, that's pretty much about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Tell me in the comment section below what you think of the recent updates within Ukraine, and also keep an eye out for those big missile strikes / bombings of the city of Kiev, Zaporizhia, and Dnipropetrovsk cities, because winter is almost here. Literally, it's coming. We are just a month and a half or so away from it, and God knows how bad things are about to get in Ukraine once winter 2025 hits. So, again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it informative, and comment below what you think about the situation within Ukraine, and I'll see you all next time. So take care, everybody, and peace out. Bye-bye.